All right. So my name is Niger Chambers from Big Go Belt Media. Andrew, aka King Batch. My guy, how you doing today?
What's up? I'm feeling nice. How you doing?
Good, good. A lot to talk about today. First and foremost, Float, available in theaters on demand and digital today. But before we talk about that amazing film that I checked out, we got to cover some other stuff because, oh, I saw you, my guy, and rightfully so, at The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live red carpet premiere. You play the character Bailey. I have seen some, so we're not going to give anything away, but I will give you an opportunity to talk a little bit about your character, Bailey, who has the love interest of Aiden, played by the beautiful Brita Wu. Part of that caravan community that we did see back in season 10, Michonne's last episode. But now being a part of this new series as this man. But for you, what more could you talk about with Bailey and how was the premiere for you?
Premiere was great. I don't know what I'm allowed to say just because I know so much and I don't know what everybody else don't know. So
Yeah.
that's the hardest part. But if I can go back on to what happened the last time you saw us was I was injured.
Yeah, the
Um
ankle.
Michonne had the option of either leaving me and Brita there to die or helping us get back to our community.
Yeah.
And she chose to help us get back to our community. Now, will that help her in the future? Or will that harm her in the future? Who knows? Who knows?
This guy is media trained, my friends. Yeah, I will say that I love you and Breeder working together as the characters Aiden and Bailey. It's going to be interesting. It gets interesting very quickly. Good energy, good emotions, and so on. Do you actually know how to ride a horse?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I've done a couple of movies where we ride horses, and there's a whole bunch of different techniques. You got the bareback, you got the thing with the thing, and there's a whole bunch. I was like, just put me on the thing and let me ride.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Every time I get a chance to talk to you, which I'm so thankful because I think you are and should be recognized for not only just the hard work you've done in the early stages of social media and the Vine days and taking your platform and really growing it into something really beautiful and special, and now seeing you thriving in all of entertainment that I know inspires this new age of influencers and content creators and so on. When you actually do take a moment to just reflect back from where you came from to where you're going, and everything you've accomplished in between, what are those emotions?
Yeah, I'm very thankful for how God has blessed my life and my career. Um I don't think there is any accidents. I think it was, everything happened for a reason. And it's like, yeah, thinking back on it now, it's like really every door that was open for me, I went through it. I didn't hesitate. I didn't say no. I kind of just, went with the flow and with the path. And I think that's what helped me. Where other people, they would look at it, and yeah, my goal was always to be an actor ever since I was a kid. Ever since I was like 7 or 8 years old. And I had other friends that had those same dreams. What the difference was, when the doors opened for them, they were like, nah, I'm not gonna do that because I want to keep this, and their egos got in the way. When I started doing social media, I saw other actors, friends of mine too. They're like, oh no, I'm not doing YouTube. I'm a theatrical trained actor. And I was too, but I'm like, hey, I'm finna get their money.
Hell yeah. And I love that statement because it's going to tie into one of the themes of the movie Float. But before we get there, two other sidebar questions. I wrote this in my notes. I was like, should I actually ask him this? But you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts about what is your thoughts about Club Shay Shay and Cat Williams and him not calling you out?
No, why would you say that, Cat? I'm glad my name wasn't mentioned. I don't do nothing wrong. What I do to hurt nobody? I ain't did nothing. Um, But yeah, I thought that interview was hilarious. I think Club Shay Shay, he's a character.
Yeah,
Shannon
he
Sharp is
is.
a character. He his interviewing style, it's very entertaining.
Yeah.
Right? What did you say? So
Yeah,
I love.
it seems like it's going to breed a whole new like styling of interviewing now, from the likes of oh, I can't think of his name right now, but him and the other chick that got that very lackadaisical, very comedic style. Their names will come to me in a second,
Tony
but
Marco.
yeah, Freddie Marco and them. Yeah, yeah. It feels like
Yeah,
now this is going to be like the next edition of interviewing style where he's there to he almost comes off like the hype man
instigate.
at time, the
Yeah,
instigator. Yeah.
instigator. And
Oh
then
man.
I love how my favorite part was when Kat was saying something, and then Shannon was like, "Oh yeah, I was just about to ask you that, Kat." They're like, "No, you wasn't. You wasn't about to ask him that."
Oh boy. And then now everybody going there with something to get off their chest. Monique lit it on fire too. So
But yeah, she was talking about Tiffany Haddish or something about the
uh-huh.
husband, and then yeah, and then what's crazy is a couple like months ago, like maybe 7, 8 months, maybe a year ago, over a year ago, Shannon asked me to be on his podcast, but I didn't even check my DMs like that. So I don't
Oh,
I get so many DMs that I
circle
never
the
saw
block. Circle the block. I
it.
need it. I need it. I need it. I need it. Circle the block, Kobe.
Yeah.
And another really quick project. Not sure how much I might be able to get out of you on this one, but I have to mention it, man. The Legend of the White Dragon. That's a legendary project. All puns intended. Shout out to Jenna Ray Frank and the late great Jason David Frank. Seeing you
Mhm.
part of that definitely was hella dope. What might you be able to say about your character in this?
Um, I don't know what I'm able to say. I would guess the best thing I could say is I'm like the new version of Zordon. Remember Zordon?
Yeah, I'm with you, brother. All right. Okay. Okay. That's a big tip there. Okay. Cool,
Yeah.
cool, cool. Looking
Yeah, yeah,
forward to
yeah.
that releasing. But yeah, going back to Float here again, available today in theaters, on demand, and digital. Really, one of the important themes of it was about choosing yourself, and as you mentioned earlier about your opportunities and working hard, getting those opportunities, and when those doors open, you ran through them. Can you talk about a specific milestone or just a point in your life when you decide to choose you? And this is in spite of anything and everyone who may have had plans for you and in your ear about this. And as you mentioned, the folks who trying to stick to what they thought was the right decision at the time, probably trying to lean you in that right decision in that same decision, but you decided to bet on yourself. Is there a particular point in your life that you kind of reflect back to?
Yeah, kind of like when I decided to move out to California, to pursue the dreams of acting. The big thing was you don't have any connections, you don't know people, you don't know the industry, you're just throwing yourself out there. And to me, I didn't listen to that. I focus on the positive. I don't really look at the negatives. So I saw what the future held, and that's what I chased. I chased the future me. I didn't look at the part of me that didn't exist, which was the failure.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful, my man. I swear, you're nothing but inspiration for anybody who ever comes in your path. You feel enlightened once you talk to you, and it's funny because like as a comedian, you're like, oh, you're supposed to laugh, but around you, it just always feel very empowered. And obviously with the movie Float and the theme of Float, got to ask about your first experience or your first memory upon learning to swim or swimming in general.
Yeah. I can't swim. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Uh, I think I learned when I was young. They put on those little floaties on the
Yeah,
arm. You know what I mean? And they just toss you in the water.
yeah.
So and then I think I took lessons, or I don't even think we could afford lessons. So I think my dad just was like he was just like
Yeah.
kick, move your arms. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, you gotta have something. You just me out there surviving. And then one of my first jobs, I was actually a lifeguard. Um,
Mm.
so yeah.
Again, going back to the themes of float, and I'm sure anybody, I'm sure one of the easiest themes to pick from this from this film is the metaphorical meaning behind floating, the will to survive, and obviously whether you are struggling to stay above water or you're relaxing and kind of understanding the technique and the flow behind it. Is there ever a point in your life that you reflect back to barely being above water or grasping for air, where you sort of decide to kind of relax and take a better method and sort of strategy in order to reach your goals?
Yeah, I think when I was creating videos, when I was doing YouTube videos, just because I came from film school, I would put so much effort and time and production value into those videos that it would cost up the budget. And I was like, dang, if I keep this up, I'm gonna go broke.
Yeah.
So that's when Vine came out, and I was like, oh, I could just make videos on my phone for free. And I started doing that, and I was just knocking out content every day, and it was fast and easy. Um, so yeah, I think that's when I was able to just like breathe when Vine came out.
Yeah. And your character Jesse, very similar to my upbringing, a very diverse community. Everyone's of all different ethnicities and backgrounds, but it's all love. It's nothing in the sense of identifying or having to segregate somebody from that in order to compartmentalize them or anything. It's all family, it's all community. Does Jesse sort of mirror your upbringing? And now that I know, kind of how you operate now in terms of your adult life, how much of yourself were you able to kind of put into Jesse, and kind of normalizing uh, these type of situations?
Yeah, Jesse's about his friends and his family. Like in my life, my sister is really close to me. She actually works with me. We work together. So in the film, you'll see that him and his sister work together as well, you know? So yeah, I think that element of family is close to Jesse and me.
Yeah, yeah. And even in what you can sometimes expect, if you see your names like, oh, we're going to get some comedy chops in there. I thought there was a lot of humanity. There's some jokes for sure, but there's definitely a lot of humanity within your role, as you continue to flourish and grow within your career. When you take roles and not being typecast, what's sort of your excitement and just will and enthusiasm to be a part of projects like that?
Yeah, I like switching it up. I like being the funny loose guy from like Coffee and Kareem on Netflix to the grounded guy to Greenland with
Yeah,
Gerard Butler to this guy who's kind of like a chill cool kid in
yeah,
flow. So
yeah.
yeah, kind of like that.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Um, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask because I know you're a man forever working. Anything other than the projects I mentioned coming down the pipeline, you might be able to share about.
Yeah, I got a film called Miles Rider that we'll be working on. It's like an action type of film, which is it's gonna be great. It's gonna be I'm executive producing it, also starring in it. So that one's it's gonna be great.
And action. So I mean, clearly any genre you're a hit. You did Fear early last year, so you have no problem diving into the horror. And this is more family friendly and family oriented. And Legend of the White Dragon is definitely going to be very action based. You can also attest to The Walking Dead and being sort of horror ish as well too. So you're
Yeah.
hitting wherever the checks are coming through, huh?
Yeah. Wherever it's at, I'm there.
I love to hear it. Well, listen, my guy, it's always a complete pleasure to talk to you. You've going to forever keep working. I'm gonna keep signing up to get opportunities to chat with you. But until then, stay safe, stay dry in LA. Don't whatever you do. We got to keep you healthy. I heard you had a cold or something the other day, so glad you're doing
Have
better and
food
everything.
poisoning.
Oh man, oh even worse, even worse.
I
But
was
glad
I
you're
thought I
doing
was
better.
going I thought it was it for me. I thought it was a wrap. Have you ever gotten food poisoning before?
Hell yeah. It's damn
Man,
near close to
oh my gosh, it's just bringing me back. I was
it.
scared to eat yesterday.
Yeah, no doubt. You definitely done for about 48 hours of like, I'm good. Nothing
Yeah.
liquid or anything. I'm good.
Yep.
You got to go back to the old school black remedies, ginger ale.
Yeah.
It fixes
Yeah. That's what I
everything.
need to do. I'm about to get some Jamaican food right now. I'm
There
test the
you go.
waters.
There you go. But as always, man, I definitely appreciate your time. And folks, check out Flow in theaters on demand and digital today. Appreciate the time, boss.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
All right.